This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
You are now listening to the Life in Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeinfootball.com. Once again, the website is lifeinfootball.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike B.
And this your co-host, Colin Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Top-notch coaches all around the world. Top-notch coaches all around the world. Today we got Coach Jamey Chadwell on. He's the head coach for Coastal Carolina, baby. And they're doing some big things over there. And they're one of the top programs in the country, in my eyes, because they're doing great things on and off the field. Coach Chadwell and his coaching staff put together an amazing season last year by going 11-1, and their team was all across media outlets for doing such an amazing job. They had powerhouse after powerhouse. Pretty much you'll have ESPN talking about them. You will have Bright House, then you will have Fox Sports talking about them. And yeah, Life in Football steady constantly talking about them. And we had some of their players on as well. And you had to mention this name of Coastal Carolina just because their team was dominating. It's amazing how much they were dominating. Matter of fact, my coach Simo told me early in the year, like, man, that Coastal Carolina team, boy, they putting on the show. And he was right, they was, man. Coach Jamey Chadwell, he got a great background of coaching, starting from his dad, and he went on to play from his college days. Coach Chadwell, he went to go ahead and play at East Tennessee State, where he played quarterback. And after his stint at quarterback in his playing career, he went on to coach at East Tennessee State as well. And then he continued his coaching career, and it's just been shooting up ever since. From Charleston Southern, North Greenville, Delta State, Charleston Southern again, Coastal Carolina assistant head coach and offense coordinator, and now he's currently the head coach at Coastal Carolina. And the job he's doing is an amazing job, and I just love everything that this team has going on. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the story of Coach Chadwell.
Hey, Coach, I just want to say it's a blessing to have you on today. And I want to start off, my first question, Coach, is how did it feel to have such an amazing season in 2020? Like, did you see it coming in the summer or the spring going into that 2020? Like, when did you see that you had a team like that?
Well, first of all, it's an honor and pleasure being on with you guys. I would say I knew after spring ball that we were not going to be as bad as people thought. Like, our team really, even though COVID happened, we had a good spring. We actually had to get spring in. And the way they handled COVID throughout that time frame, we had guys put up their own weight rooms up in their apartments and different things just to try to find a way to still work. I felt like our leadership was strong. And when we got back here in the summer, there was not a complaint. There was not, hey, Coach, we'll do whatever it takes for us to have a chance to play this season. And so I was confident that we were going to have a good team. Now, 11-1, top 15 in the country. I'm not going to promise you I knew that. But I knew we had a special group, and it obviously, showed as long as the season went on.
Man, you had a blessed season, Coach, a super blessed one, man. And I hope it continue on the rest of your life coaching. But I do want to know, too, I seen you played your last football season in 99 at East Tennessee. You was the QB. Now, the following season of 2000, you started coaching. Like, how did you know that's the career you wanted to take so early at a young age?
Well, I knew, like, my father was a high school football coach, and so my really, like, I was like, I want to coach. I wanted to coach high school, and that was sort of, this was my mindset. Just I loved it. I loved being around it. And then after I got done playing, you're finishing up. I was graduating that spring, and the coaches just said, "Hey, why don't you help us in the spring? Just do some stuff." And you know what? I started doing it, and it just sort of hooked me. It's like, hey, this college thing, I never even dreamed of it, but it just sort of, hey, I liked it, so I started doing it. And but I knew early on that I wanted to be a coach. And I say early on, when I got into high school, like, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Coach, we done interviewed a few of your players, and they speak very highly of you and your program. And I just want to know what's behind that. Like, how was it growing up, like, far as with your parents, and like, who inspired you to become the person that you are today?
Well, I'm thankful they said that. I had wonderful parents that raised me and raised me in the church, raised me on grounded biblical principles to treat people the right way, to love them, treat people the way you should want to be treated, and I've tried to pass that on in my coaching. And I had a high school coach. His name was Jack Daniels, that just was tremendous and really just showed me a different way from coaching, that you could coach a different way and still have success. And he's been a big mentor for me. And so, but, really what I want to do from a coaching standpoint is, you guys know football's hard. This sport's hard, but I want to make sure the experience they have, regardless of the wins, regardless, obviously, the losses, the experience they have and the lessons they learn through football, that's the most valuable thing. And I feel like it's a mission. That's my mission. That's why I've been placed here, is to use football to give them that opportunity to learn and grow through it. And it's something that I'm passionate about.
Now, Coach, we got to talk about how you became to this level of success, like far as in the coaching ranks. Was it somebody that you met on your way up to the top? And I know you got plenty to go, but you have a upper echelon, I would say, for your team, man. Just they had an amazing season last year, and I love everything I seen on the field. So, like, did you learn any life lessons for as coaching when you was coming up through the ranks?
Well, I think you learn from every coach, from high school through your college coaches, and then anybody you work for. I think you learn what to do, and I think a lot of times you learn not what to do, right? And so I would share with you, in every place that I've had the fortune to coach or play, I think there's been a positive influence that I've took something from. And there's there's no doubt been some negative influence to say, hey, I don't want to do that when I'm ever at an opportunity. And I think once you're into coaching, and a head coach, this is my fourth time being one, you really work hard on the culture and the different things. But I think you start, even people maybe you've not worked for, you study, right? Not necessarily X's and O's. Everybody's still on those all the time, right? But more so, how are people running their program? How does their culture look? How are they doing different things? And you try to, from people that you admire, I think you try to, copy or at least implement some of the things they're doing, because you believe in what that person believes, so to speak. And so there's been some positive ones along the way. I think my college coaches, and then there's as you start coaching, you just learn a lot from different people, in a good and a bad. To take all those lessons and let that be the influence that I use.
Coach, I see that you have the family atmosphere there, and we love how you do it. And because as far as me and Mike, I've been married 10 years and have 2 kids. Mike been married 10 years, have 3 kids. And with us having a business as well and going around speaking to different places in the podcast, it becomes a lot, but you're thankful for it. So how do you incorporate your family and the staff and their family with a busy season, as well as you still got to have a family life?
Yeah, that is challenging. Obviously, from what you guys are doing, I've got 3 kids as well. Been married, it'll be 16 years this summer. I think you got to remember, always got to remember, in whatever profession you're doing, the why behind it, right? And I think a lot of the times we get so caught up in chasing the money or chasing the next big spot, next big thing, that you forget really your purpose. And your purpose is to be a loving husband and a loving father and provide for them. And so I want to make sure that this family here at football, this is our family, and we love these players like they're our own, and they are part of that. But also to make sure that we're not defined by what we do. We're defined by the type of man we are and the type of husband and father we are. So that balance that everybody talks, that work-life balance, you got to make sure that the most important thing stays the most important thing, and it's loving those families. And yes, our jobs take us certain times away, but when we're not here, it's all devoted to to them and nurturing that relationship. And so it's important that our coaches have that time to do that. Because that's their ultimate responsibility. It's not about, we just got to win all these games. It's about showing our young men in our program what a true man looks like and how he treats his family. And so that's why we value that so much. And that's why we value the time that we have with our children and our family. And you have the family days, and you invite them on trips, and when we're not just in the office, just burning the midnight oil, when our work's done, we're home and spending time with them.
Coach, this is my last question. Like, when your team doing good, there's a lot of young men out here want to be a part of the organization and, want to find out how can they be a part of your team. So if you could just give out some information about any upcoming camps or anywhere they can, meet up with coaches or anything for us being a part of the program.
Well, I would say two things with that. One, regardless of us or anybody, if you want to get, make sure you're handling your academics. Academics are so important. Make sure you're the type of student that can succeed at the college level. Two, make sure you're the type of teammate that you have those characteristics that everybody looks for, that desire to be great, the toughness, the competitive fire. For us, we've had actually two camps. We have another camp coming up here on June 25th. We've got also one July 26th in the month of July. Then our camps are done for this camp season. So that's two opportunities there. You can go to CCU football camps.com, Coastal Carolina football camps.com, and register for that, or get online there and learn more about that. That's a great opportunity to get in front of us. And then we're done. We go back to dead period for a little while. And so, but we've had some successful camps so far. And if there's young men out there, and we'll have more and more, what I would recommend is Carolina, see if it's a great fit for you. And I feel like in our program, we're just scratching the surface of how good we can be.
There it is, y'all. That's Coach Chadwell. Coaching for Coastal Carolina. That's the big dog, the head coach. And they did a great job this season. And I'm telling y'all, they got some beautiful uniforms, a beautiful field, and then they playing big time competition. This a game and this a team that you want to be a part of, hands down. And I got to give a shout out to Coach Chadwell and his staff for doing such a great job. And as a matter of fact, a shout out to the whole Coastal Carolina University, baby, because they doing their thing. And I'm going to leave y'all how I always leave y'all. Keep your head up and not down, or else you'll fall to the ground. It's the Life of Football podcast. Catch you next time.
You are now listening to the Life in Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeinfootball.com. Once again, the website is lifeinfootball.com. Thanks for listening.
This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.